Hi everyone, it's Jacky from In the Cove. I thought I'd just pop onto our YouTube channel and explain to you what have been the hot topics in Land Cove this week. To start with, the FABA tribute band, obviously ABBA tribute band, went off on Saturday night in the canopy. The canopy was packed with families, people were dancing, they were getting their phones out and flashing them. The eateries around the canopy were packed. I hope that the eateries around Longueville Road were packed because, you know, they sometimes don't get as much attention as the canopy ones. But it wasn't a brilliant occasion, and our Facebook was flooded with comments saying, well done, Land Cove Council, it was a really good event. And this is a date to put in your diary. On the 5th of May, 2023, the canopy will be having Dirty Deeds, which, you guessed it, is an AC/DC tribute band. And you can find the link to the booking on our website. So check that out. It's in our week in review. Our week in review has just been released. It's released every Wednesday. The other thing I noticed was a lot of people said, I didn't know this was on. Now, we have a calendar event calendar on our website, but also too, in our newsletter, we also put down all the events, and it's also in our week in review when the tickets are announced, and we also put reminders. So if you read our week in review or get our newsletter, you are going to be a well-informed Land Covian. The next thing that's been really hot on the In the Cove Facebook page is an article we wrote about electronic vehicle charging. The New South Wales government has introduced a $2,000 fine for petrol vehicles or electric vehicles who are not charging that park in an electric vehicle charging station. And this is because obviously there are very few EV charging stations at the moment, and they want them to be used by EV cars. This got a lot of people a bit annoyed. They said, why should EV drivers get precedence over us? They're prime parking spots. And then drivers of EV cars said, well, hey, hold on a second, we need that. So it was a really hot topic. What do you think? Now, the thing is, Land Cove Council has entered into an agreement whereby EV charging stations will be put on power poles throughout the Land Cove Council area. Now, they will be going out to comment on where there should be, but so just keep your eyes out for that one. The other thing that has been on our website this week and creating a little bit of comment is that, is FOGO a no-go in Land Cove? FOGO is food organics and green organics. And there's been a big push for councils to have their own bins for food organic waste, or to allow food organic waste in the green bins. And that got a little bit of people getting hot under the collar saying, well, you know, why aren't Land Cove Council doing this? We were in the pilot study and we thought it was easy. Now, the thing is that Land Cove Council is in a little bit of a difficult situation in that it has a system where they have committed to a long-term contract with Viola for a mechanical biotechnical treatment place in Woodlawn, where they take your red bin and they convert it into compost to put on a disused mine to rehabilitate it. Now, the thing with that is it only works if there's a certain percentage of organic waste in the red bin, because they need it to help break down the rest of the rubbish. Now, the study of the pilot found that there wasn't any less waste in the red bins than before, and so that most people weren't using the organic bins as discussed or as required, and that standalone houses were pretty good with it, but apartments weren't that great because there were many concerned about smell going down the litter chutes. They were concerned about how fragile the composting bin bags were. So unfortunately, didn't get a great thumbs up this trial. It looks like Land Cove Council will continue on. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about is a one-man's campaign to stop idling around school zones and in car parks. Now, as we know, you're allowed to pull up in front of schools for a certain period of time to wait for your children during pickup. And most people, particularly in this hot weather, leave their car idling, and that creates a lot of pollution. And there have been many studies, many studies that say that children's lungs are more susceptible to this type of air pollution from car emissions. And he's asking people to just turn off their cars while they're waiting. and put down those windows. So if you're concerned about that, read our article and then maybe make a submission to the Lane Cove Council that they should do an education campaign. And the last thing I want to talk about is you may be aware that we now have 4 tobacco shops in Lane Cove, and in a particularly small area, 4 in the Lane Cove village, and 3 of them are tobacco and confectionery, and quite appealing to kids because it's got all that US confectionery and Pringles, and they can sell vapes. Now, they can't sell vapes with nicotine, but they can sell vapes. And a study was released today saying that vapes should be illegal, and that you should only be able to acquire vapes through your doctor. And we're going to put up an article about that. So that's quite interesting. But I'm concerned that there's 4 tobacco shops in Lane Cove, and that they're with confectionery. And a lot of people have said, well, why are you concerned about that? We have so many liquor stores. That's correct, we do. And alcohol abuse is just as concerning. The thing is that if you want to go and get an alcohol license, you have to go through a licensing system. You have to have the police involved, and there is a very rigid licensing branch where they come out and do checks. This does not seem to be the case for tobacco. You don't have to go through a big licensing system, and they don't have the resources to police. And that's why it's of more concern to me. If it was more police, that would be better. I have mentioned this to people standing for election and said that it should be something that they should be looking at. They should ban vapes being allowed to sell with confectionery in a convenience type store. And also they should make it harder for people to open up these types of stores. We really don't need 4 in Lane Cove. Anyway, that is a little bit of a wrap up that what's been happening in the Cove. You can always drop us a line and tell us what you'd like In the Cove to look at info@inthecove.com.au. A lot of people think that we're just a Facebook site. Hey, oh gosh, no. We are mainly a website, www.inthecove.com.au. We're a Facebook site, a closed Facebook site, Instagram, just type in the Cove. We are also on LinkedIn, YouTube, and of course we get send out our weekly newsletter. And if you go onto our website down the right-hand side, you can sign up for our newsletter and you will get a copy of every article that's published, plus a list of events for the next couple of weeks. So you will be a really informed Lane Covian. Thank you so much for listening to us. Have a great week. And I hope you like this. We may or may not do this again, but I thought it was fun to just have a little go about explaining what's been happening on In the Cove. Bye.